lifetime resident of East Harlem. Went to Yale University, New York Law School. I'm an attorney, I'm a scholar, I'm an educator. I wear a lot of hats, but the most important hat I wear is that of an internationalist. I consider myself an internationalist, and I support the struggles of all people in the United States. Hispanic Heritage Month, first of all, I question whether the term Hispanic is the appropriate term to be using. If we're going to embrace our heritage, let's embrace every dimension of our heritage, not just one aspect of our heritage. I think we shouldn't celebrate our conquests. We should really ask ourselves the question of what it means to be Hispanic, what a Latino identity is, and what parts of our historical experience we're going to embrace. The question of the mosque really begs the question. The question is not how many blocks away are you going to build the mosque. The real question is what happened on 9/11 and why we're denying people their fundamental rights to freedom of religion. It's sad that in a city like this one, they've played into the right-wing agenda to take away people's fundamental freedom of religion, First Amendment rights, and I think it's a tragedy when we're telling people of one particular faith that they can't express themselves anywhere near New York City. I'm a bit troubled about the nature of what people call African-American Latino relations in this country. I believe there's a deliberate attempt to drive a wedge between these two historical allies in a divide and conquer tactic. I think that people are afraid of the browning of America and the changing demographics, and they're going to do everything possible to foster a fight or promote a fight between these two allies. To really examine the nature of what's going on with the electoral process. You know, a friend of mine says that we've got a new political class created in Latino communities that are marginalized from the day-to-day realities of our community and more concerned with celebrity status and lining their pockets than the long-term interest of the community. Immigration is one of the civil rights issues of the decade, and there's no doubt that immigration, language rights, there is a deliberate right-wing conspiracy to come after the Latino community in New York City and across the country. Arizona is really Latino bashing. We got to go from Arizona to what's going on in Staten Island in New York. Our people are being attacked, and we have to protect our people. See, one of the things we have to realize is that every Latino male is directly implicated in ensuring the rights of all women and of all people. What we got to do is create a gender-free society where people will not be judged by their gender, but by the content of their character. And the women are the better half of our nation. There is no doubt that the mainstream media has chosen to marginalize and invisibilize the Latino community. As a result, all we see is stereotypes in the media, and I think it's part of my role to make sure that the untold story of our communities are told on the air on WBAI on Fridays. Very concerned about the health of the Latino community as one who suffers from the obesity epidemic. We got to go from being gordiflones to healthy people, and there's no doubt that part of the conspiracy to destroy the Latino community and communities of color is not have us take care of our personal health. Obesity, diabetes, we've got to make sure we control our own health. It's a type of empowerment, not only about politics, it's about being healthy. I'm preoccupied by the fact that in most of our cities and in most of the country, Latinas are victimized by males who have bought into machista stereotypes. And it's not only the older generation, we see it reproducing in itself in the younger generation. We have an obligation to make sure that our young people understand that it shouldn't hurt to love anybody. As somebody who's embraced the self-determination of all peoples from my activities with the Committee to Free South Africa and others, very few people support or have been supportive of the right of self-determination of the Puerto Rican people. We don't have to tell our people what to support, but they have a right to decide. And the people of Puerto Rico, which includes all Puerto Ricans in the United States and in Puerto Rico, have a right to determine their future. And hopefully it will happen in my lifetime. You know, one of the constitutional protections we should always support is the right of people to what they call marriage equality. The gay and lesbian community's got a right to marry. The gay and lesbian community should have a right to not have a don't ask, don't tell policy in the military, because when all is said and done, we should never participate in the oppression of any group in this country. As an educator, I'm troubled by the fact that we are in an educational crisis. The high dropout rates of Latinos in high schools, right, indicate the fact that there is no commitment to education and tutoring and mentoring our young people. And our young people, last survey indicated that most 80% of Latinos want their kids to go to college. The sad part is that only 13% do. And we've got to change that. We have to understand that our community is on the verge of creating a pan-Latino identity. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, Colombianos, we're all part of the same Latino family. And as time will tell, we're going to soon become a new ethnic group in this country, stronger than any other that we've seen.